Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Jones with In the Park Manufactured Home Sales, and welcome to 5 Frequently Asked Questions. In this series, we're going to be talking about space rent. So a lot of clients ask, what is space rent when they're new to the mobile home opportunity? They're not quite sure what space rent is. Space rent is just the fee that the park charges you to maintain the space. So you get the full right to use the space while you live here, and that is transferable to the next person. The space rent also helps to maintain some of the common areas, like if there's amenities such as a dog park or a greenbelt area, those space rents will help cover the cost of maintaining all of those, which then helps add to the amenities for the community itself. It is paid directly to the park management monthly when you receive your monthly statement. So you'll get your rent statement, all of your utilities, and then from there it will also add the space rent. So space rent varies from park to park as far as what it includes. Most parks just afford you the space rent to use the land and to cover the maintenance of the common areas. But there are some parks that will incorporate utilities depending on how their utilities are measured or some of the amenities that the park offers. If it's a park that has less amenities, typically everything is included as far as gas and utilities, gas, light, electric, things like that. My clients also sometimes wonder about HOA. So they're not quite sure the difference between space rent and HOA. And while most parks just have space rent, there are many that do have HOAs. And HOAs are set up by the residents, and they're to help with costs of maybe events that are happening in the clubhouse, to cover the cost of supplies that are needed, or to help with a newsletter, something that the residents take ownership and need funds to help push that along. When I'm talking with buyers, there is always going to be an increase in space rent. Increases in space rent just kind of help offset CPI or additional things that may be needed for the community. But every year a space rent is going to go up all across California. Every park is different. It can range anywhere from 1 to 10% depending on the community and depending on what type of lease you sign. For instance, the park that I live in, we have multiple leases, and the leases, depending on the number of years you sign for, even though those leases are transferable without a penalty once you move, it just depends on the lease you sign that affords you the least amount of space rent. So that's typically how parks generate their income, and they also generate the increases based on leases. So buyers wondering if the space rent or concerns about the space rent being affordable. It's another opportunity for a buyer to be able to afford a home. Space rent is just incorporated into your mortgage, and then that is your final price that you're paying. So for instance, if you're looking to rent a unit in Orange County, typically a 2-bedroom could be anywhere between $2,500 and higher. If you're looking at parks that have space rent of around $1,700 to $2,400, you would add that on top with your mortgage, and then that would be, in most cases, less than renting, but you have ownership, and you're able to recoup some of those costs when you do sell. There has been several questions regarding if there is any laws that protect homeowners from rent increases. And while there are no laws that protect them from rent increases, because rent increases will continue to rise across the board, whether it's home ownership or commercial properties. In the industry for mobile and manufactured homes specifically, there are many organizations that can help answer questions regarding rent increases, including MHRC, which is the Mobile Home Resident Coalition. Now, the Mobile Home Resident Coalition represents over 97 manufactured home communities and is fighting for rent stabilization or rent control across California. In addition to that, if you have questions regarding your rights as a mobile homeowner, you can go to the HCD website, which is hcd.ca.gov. And there's a section in there that will give you information as a homeowner, your rights, and how you can talk to someone about maybe filing a complaint or having something looked at as far as park maintenance. those two organizations. There's more information. If you have any other questions regarding space rent or how organizations protect homeowners, see the link below. Hi.